Yeah. Oh. Why, hi there. I'm Steve Saunders, and welcome to Black Goat TV. I run a little RPG imprint called Black Goat Games. As you may know, actually if you're tuning in, I assume so, and this is Luna, who's decided to co-star today. She's very insistent on getting some lap time. I don't know if you can see her. I'm going to pop her up. Oh, there she goes. Okay. Everyone loves cats on camera. Luna, say hi to the camera. Yeah. How you doing, baby? Oh, she is so cute. Okay, but she's probably going to want to take off pretty soon because I don't have any wet food to entice her. But let's just keep her around for a little bit. In fact, some of you guys might want a better view. That's right. Anyway, so this episode, or installment, or offering, or whatever we're going to call it, is about my opinions on LARPing and cosplay, as asked by my friend Nathan on Facebook. There's actually a thread here. People ask me tons of questions they want me to cover for Black Goat TV. So let's get started. So just so you know, because you may be wondering what the hell I mean by LARPing. Like, what is LARPing exactly? LARPing is live action role play. It's been around for a few decades. Since I'm assuming the 80s or 90s, or I first heard about it probably around 1990. And all it is like, just like role-playing games or at a table, LARPing is just the same thing, but not around a table. And you dress up as your characters usually. There are rules to deal with and ways to resolve issues, whether it be dice or rock, paper, scissors, or anything like that, actually. So, you're a good girl. Excuse me. Also, I've been kind of sick lately. No, you can't catch it, I don't think. No. So, that's what LARPing is. People dress up, they do things, it's role-playing, and I have some friends locally who actually are really into the whole LARPing thing. I believe it's called Dagger Deep, and there's another, if there's another one, I don't know, but I like to say hi to Todd, Chantel, Ash, and other buddies of mine who do a lot of LARPing. Yes. Anyway, so LARPing usually, it's really split the community for years. I've actually been on the end of thinking LARPing was silly or stupid. I mean, we're all like in our early 20s or late teens at some time or another. And also the other thing I'll be covering opinion-wise, because it's very closely related, is called cosplay or whatever, but it's costume play. It's people dressing up at conventions. A lot of times they'll have rules and other things of that nature. Going around to conventions, usually pose for photos or just going around. There's a lot of really cool steampunk cosplay, anime cosplay, comic book character cosplay. You know, like you'll see Hellboy. I mean, heck, my OkCupid profile had me with Lobster Johnston in it. So, or Johnson, Lobster Johnson, whatever. You know who I'm talking about. Oh, really? You're more of an Abe Sapien fan. That's nice to know. Hey, don't push your luck, kitty. So, anyhow, so that's all you really need to know about that. So it's been really divisive in the industry and in other things. A lot of people don't want to be seen cosplaying or LARPing, and a lot of people mock them. I actually have a really good old friend who became popular on FARC because he mocked a whole bunch of Star Wars fans. And it was funny, because the first time around it's pretty funny. Come on, let's face it, mocking people is funny. But it has to be done right. Even if it's cruel, it can only be done maybe once. And then you gotta move on, because apparently mocking LARPers has become a pretty big deal. And so, why? Well, I mean, they're silly and they're doing things that a lot of people just don't have the balls to do, or the sand to do. Let's not make it about male body parts here. It's really about, like, do you have the spine to dress up as a wizard with pointy ears and go running around. Now, when I was like 16 and going to like say Game Fair in Spokane, Washington, also hi to the Merlin's crowd out there, one of my favorite game stores of all time. They'd show up and like, I remember a guy came to one of my game sessions with like rubber pointed ears, and I thought that was fucking weird. And you gotta understand, I've been pretty non-judgmental my whole life, so if I think you're weird, oof, and it would, like, I believe in talking in character and doing stuff like that, but there's a line. Or is there? Doesn't matter. And so, my opinions are, if you're having fun, and you're all dressed up and having a good time out some, like, play forward out in the woods somewhere, great. That's fucking awesome. And if you're making fun of it, if you're making light of all this stuff, unless you are incredibly funny, you're an asshole. Yeah, that's right. If you think cosplayers and LARPers are stupid and have to tell everyone you know how stupid they are, you're either A, a fucking dude bro asshole who already kind of LARPs as a human being, if you catch my drift, or you're one of these nerds who like has found their own little niche in everything and have to constantly point out to people how superior you are to other nerds when in fact you still play Dungeons and fucking Dragons, dude. Like, how, based on all of this thing, right? Based all things being equal, I suppose, if you roll dice like twice a week at a table with your half-orc character and talking, and it can actually know orcish words, and you point at some guy dressed as a wizard and laugh at them, you just don't understand the beautiful fucking irony there, do you? So don't be an asshole. Just don't be a dick, okay? Just stop it. Just stop having that opinion. If you don't like it, that's great. We don't want to fucking hear it, okay? We don't want to hear you bitch about, oh, LARPers are stupid, or I hate seeing booth babes, or blah, blah, blah. There are many different reasons to dislike, say, booth babes and cosplay that people think is fake. People want to have attention. Who doesn't like having attention, for one? Who the fuck are you to sit around and go, oh, how dare you ask for attention? You're asking for attention by complaining. Yeah, it's that simple. So really it breaks down to the following equation. Are you ready? It's very scientific, mathematical even. And it goes something like this. What the fuck is wrong with you? Seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you? If you think that, were you beaten as a child? I was tortured by nerds as a kid. Those are the worst people to me in high school. Seriously. It's really funny when someone says, your high school experience must have sucked because you were a nerd. Like, no, football players are great. I love playing football and stuff. It was more the nerds I had to deal with. They were assholes. But that's my experience. I don't really take that out on everyone else because that's ridiculous. If you're going to a convention and you see some woman dressed up as, I don't know, Superman or Wonder Woman or Wonder Man or whatever, then that's great. Okay, Luna, you want down? She wants down now. All right, I'll get you wet food later. Yep. There we go. Right off my nuts. So, if you're thinking that gal at the convention, or that guy at the convention dressed up as a superhero character, they're doing it for attention or money or they're fake or whatever, you're a fucking asshole. And unfortunately there are some probably good arguments to have on that, but unfortunately assholes ruin it for you, so just STFU about it for now and approach it in private company of people that you can trust to talk to. Otherwise, going on the internet and saying that just makes you look like an asshole. So if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, you're an asshole. Okay? That's the way it works. I'm sorry. Life is life. In fact, someone's probably going to think I'm an asshole for having this opinion. That's awesome. Then I'm an asshole. Great. So as far as LARPing and cosplay go, I think it's fantastic. I'm not really into it, but I'm also not into a lot of other things. It doesn't mean I hate it or think it should be eradicated or put in death camps or whatever. In fact, back in Spokane, I was involved in the early stages of this thing called Spokane by Night, and I think it was based on Shades of Nightfall, a popular LARPing system. And then there was some other Fallen Angels thing that came later that I was a storyteller. I didn't really play in them very well, but I really enjoyed running the stories and watching people go, and I noticed that there was a lot of issues with people in regards to their how their characters interact, and you get kind of personal, and people go to, you know, bring up stuff at work or whatever. No one's perfect, but this is a game of imagination. These are games born of your imagination. And how can I hate cosplay, especially anime cosplay? Look at this. Do you see this shit growing out of my head? Do you? I barely touch my hair to make it look like that. That first, like, test video, number 0 that you see me in, that's me, like, not, like, literally pressing my hair down with an iron. Might as well be. I basically have anime hair. So I can't really justifiably hate anime, and I cannot hate anime cosplayers, who, in my mind, make up a large majority of cosplayers. You want to dress up and go to a convention? Great. If you have a problem with people who dress up and go to a convention? Great. But if you're going to go and make fun of them, and actually I've seen people point and laugh at them because maybe somebody was decided to dress up as Xena or whatever, and look, not everybody's model, like, quote-unquote model-esque quality, but then again, who is really? And it's really weird to see, like, fat pimple nerd dudes, like basement trolls, mocking somebody who may be a bit overweight or whatever, dressed up as Xena. It's bizarre. I don't understand it. There's nothing wrong with being, if any, weight. Like, I'm firmly against body shaming, and I don't understand that, and I've never gotten it my entire life. I have never ever understood this. I cannot emotionally relate to somebody who makes fun of these kind of people. Excuse me. I'm not going to write about it usually. I don't really care. I do encourage people coming and talking about it on Nerd Titan. I'm the editor-in-chief of that website, by the way. And we have interviews. The owner, Don, he interviews folks for Nerd Titan, for cosplaying, various types of cosplayers and whatnot. And not just the pretty girl cosplayers, but also other people. Who, anyone, really. Because it's really important to people. I enjoy all kinds of odd hobbies, and people will enjoy all kinds of hobbies, period. So I guess my point is, why mock them? So my opinion is quite positive, Nathan, about cosplayers and LARPing. And I think it'd be amazing. I just never really got into it myself. I'm not above doing a LARPing product for Black Goat at some point. I'm just, or if someone wants to turn one of anything I ever do in the future into something that's used in a live action role playing scenario, I think that's great. I think mainly I just don't like making costumes because I'm lazy. But I have no fear of showing up in costume. So for like the dagger deep stuff, I always say like, I might be there. I'm always the maybe clicker. And I really do at that point think it'd be freaking awesome to do some LARPing out there at some on some property out in the country and really have a good time of it. But I really have to be picked up like at my front door, dragged out of my home. But I have to be dragged out of my home for coffee. I got a buddy out there, hey Campbell, that always invites me to bubble tea, and I love coffee, and I love hanging out with him. But I can never, ever, like, just get my shit together to leave the house. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm old now, or I'm just lazy, or it's a lazy old thing, or whatever. I'm just behind my computer, I'm watching TV, or I'm sleeping. Especially when I'm not feeling well, I'm just like, I might as well just, like, Luna does more. She's still right there off camera. She's cleaning herself, and looking at me like, dude, human slave. Where's my wet food, dude? Like, that's the way she's looking at me. Right, Luna? Yeah. She gave me that look. So, I don't know how much more I could talk on this. I would love for people to tell me about their favorite LARPing products, or whether like it was the Vampire the Masquerade LARP, or really cool cosplay sites. One cool cosplayer is Zombie Bit Me. That I highly recommend if you can find her on Facebook, just Zombie Bit Me. You can get some really, I got a buddy named Dimitri that makes amazing cosplaying artifacts. In fact, his company's called Tormented Artifacts. Just look it up, Tormented Artifacts. It is awesome sauce. Like, his stuff is great. I don't wear masks, but I would totally get his stuff. He does all kinds of interesting, essentially creepy, grimdark arts and crafts. And I recommend for any cosplayer or LARPer who needs to get their basically their grimdark on. This guy, he's for you. And I can go on and on. But please tell me about your LARPing suggestions, your comments and thoughts. Even if you don't like this kind of stuff, I'd like to know why. Try to keep it civil, right? Like, don't sit there and say, "Oh man, all these people are suck," because that doesn't really do anything. It just promotes more negativity, and I think we already got enough of that in the world. I mean, don't you think? I mean, I think there's people starving out there and dying, and child soldiers, and human trafficking, and human slavery, and drug addicted babies, and there's a giant asteroid at some point that's going to impact the Earth. And you're worried about people dressing up as a motherfucking elf? Let's go back to the part where I say what the fuck is wrong with you. You need to get your priorities straight if you got a problem with that. Seriously, you're welcome to your opinion, like I said, but don't be an asshole. I think we've already covered all this, so I'm starting to repeat myself. That's my opinion on LARPing and cosplay. Not my thing, but in my opinion, very much protected species type situation. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know if it serves any use to anyone other than watch me rant about something, but people have been asking me to rant about something, and nothing like a good positive rant, in my opinion. I believe this is episode 3, and I'm Steve Saunders of Blackout Games. Thank you for tuning in, and game the hell on.